This is a warning. The Grim Reaper of radio, Bob Romanik, with his off-the-record show is about to air. He's probably the nastiest and craziest son of a bitch that you've ever had the misfortune to encounter. The Grim Reaper show will be very controversial and probably quite tasteless. If you are even slightly offended by controversial matter concerning religion, racial matters, politics, or life's problems, you are hereby warned to turn this program off immediately. The Grim Reaper show will be, like his face, very scary and very ugly. At this time, not proudly, but shamefully presents to you Bob Romanik, the craziest son of a bitch on the radio today.
This is Bob Romanik, the Grim Reaper of radio, and you're listening to the all-new KQQZ 1190 AM, America's bi-state voice of freedom, radical radio. And we are, as always, proud to be the Patriot. I've been off my medication 4 days now. I feel pretty good. I don't act real good, but I feel pretty good. I'm looking pretty good. Well, that's what Ray Charles said. Ray Charles said, Bob, you're looking fine. Listen to me, people. Listen to me. Well, maybe you don't want to listen to me because it's not going to be a pretty day today. So as the promo before my show and the disclaimer says, if you're offended here, I'll just cut through the chase. If you're offended by somebody living, turn this station off now because it's not going to be pretty. It's not very pretty every day, but it's going to get nasty today. Eddie the Gerbil Jackson, you piece of political crap. John, red on the noodle like a pecker on the poodle, him and his son. Blow job, Bearer Civic. And I tell you, everybody in Congress wants a blow job. That's blow job, Bearer Civic. That's who they want in Congress. My ass. They'd rather have my stinky ass. But we'll talk about that son of a bitch later. Let's take care of our community service. I don't think I got it yesterday. I don't want to apologize, but we'll always come back and hit it. The American Legion Post 1937. Our good friends at the American Legion Post 1937 in Belleville. They're having their mouse race Saturday, September the 5th. Doors open at 6:30 p.m. Races start at 7. For information, you can call the Vice Commander, Jim Markham, at 558-7006. That's 558-7006 for the American Legion Belleville Post 1937 mouse races. Good gentleman drove up all the way from Millstadt. Joe Barnes, he's a working member of the Millstadt Commercial Club. Millstadt always has a great homecoming weekend. And the Millstadt Homecoming Labor Day weekend, Saturday and Sunday, September the 5th and 6th at Liederkrantz Park in Millstadt. It's sponsored by the Millstadt Commercial Club. They're going to have quilt bingos. They're going to have parade themes with the superheroes. They're going to have live music, Pony Up on Saturday night, Old Salt Union on Sunday night. They're going to have co-ed human foosball tournaments, carnival rides. It's going to be a great time, as it always is, in the beautiful little town of Millstadt, Illinois. If you have any questions or concerns, you can contact Dale Grunswald at 618-660-9797. Don't forget the Millstadt Homecoming Labor Day weekend, Saturday and Sunday. A great time in the beautiful little town or village of Millstadt, Illinois. August the 29th, Saturday, the Hartford Fire Department having their Blacklight Bash. All the benefits will go to the Hartford Fire Department. They're going to have silent auction, basket raffles. If you have any questions or concerns, you can contact Krista Owens at 618-401-1832. American Legion, Belleville Post 1937, their meat shoot coming up August the 30th at TR's Place, 4901 Concordia Church Road. For information, you can call the Commander, Jim Forbes, at 409-1212. And I want to say I get a lot of response from the American Legion Post 1937 They've got this going on. They've got other things going on in any of the civic groups. You guys give us a call. Send us the information. We'll push as much as we can, as often as we can. And we appreciate you guys giving us the information because we're here to inform the community. Trivia night, Saturday, September 26th. Doors open at 6. Games start at 7:30 at the Franklin Lodge, number 25 AF and AM. On 1513 Washington Avenue in Alton, Illinois. Trivia night for the Masonic Lodge, I believe it is, at the Franklin Lodge, number 25. You can pick me up on iTunes. Type in Bob Romanik and or the Grim Reaper of Radio. You can go to our streaming at insanebroadcasting.com. One word, common spelling, to pick up all 3 of our great stations. You can like us on Facebook. Hit the like button, please, at KQQZ. 1190 AM, and our sister station, KZQZ, 1430 AM, for the best in the golden oldies. You can also hear my repeat performance every day at 4 o'clock p.m., and also I am now at midnight, at the stroke of midnight, broadcasting from the graveyard to the graveyard shift every night, Monday through Friday, at the stroke of midnight. Kevin Taylor called me. He's our proud black man, proud black friend of mine. Said he was a trash man, and no, he's not. He's a great sanitation engineer, not a trash man. He's too proud of a man. And every job, I worked on a trash truck when I was in college. Every job my pop told me was an honorable job. If it's an honest job, it's an honorable job. Somebody has to do it. So, Kevin, again, I want to salute you. Today's a day to salute you and every sanitation engineer in this great state and throughout this great country. But Kevin called me and told me that Eric Harris, he's the principal of the year. He's in his second year at Lincoln Middle School in East St. Louis, and he's been awarded the principal of the year by the Illinois State School Superintendent. So there's something good that comes out of East St. Louis. So Eric Harris, principal at Lincoln Middle School, congratulations for a job well done and a title, I believe, well earned. You guys have seen on TV all these barbecue cook-offs. They're all over the TV. The gentleman, I got a call from Chad down in New Athens. They're going to have a pork steak competition, a backyard barbecue, shrimp, and gumbo festival in New Athens on August the 29th, I believe this Saturday. It's a summer jam and pork steak competition. It's a backyard barbecue, shrimp, and gumbo festival. They're going to have 6 or 7 bands: Funky Butt Brass Band, Big Micah Gary and the Blue City All-Stars, Laura Green Blues Band, Boulder Dash, Rat Rod Kings, Zydeco Crawdaddies. They're going to have 1, 2, 3, 4. They're going to have 6 bands. It's going to be open from 1 p.m. in the afternoon to 1 a.m. in the morning. There's going to be 6 live bands, and it's going to be held at the Kaskaskia River House. And if you need any information, if you guys want to get involved in this barbecue cook-off, it's going to be a great time, an all-day event. An all-day event. You can contact Chad at 618-920-1124. Bring your barbecue grills out. It says no commercial or trailer bowl grills. It's going to be for, I guess, for the layman. Grills are going to set up from 12 noon to 2 p.m., grilling from 2 to 6 p.m., judging at 6:15. So if you want to get involved, call Chad at 618-920-1124. It's going to be all-day barbecue, drinking, bands. The admission's $5. And I've been asked, and I'm honored to be asked. I'm going to be one of the barbecue judges. All right. Yeah, thank you. That's about all I'm good for. And I would tell everybody, come on out. We'll bring some T-shirts. I don't know how many we have, but the radio station will be out there. But I will tell you, I am going to be a judge, and everyone knows my reputation. For enough money, I'll vote for your barbecue. So we'll just kind of leave it at that. On this date, August the 25th, 291 BC before Christ, poison gas was first used in warfare in China. On this date, August the 25th, 1916, the United States National Park Service was established. On this date, August the 25th, 1922, the highest scoring professional Major League Baseball game ever played. The Chicago Cubs beat the Philadelphia Phillies 26-23. On this date, August the 25th, 1949, RCA announced the development of a color TV system compatible with current black and white TV sets. On this day, August the 25th, 1950, President Harry Truman ordered the United States Army to seize control of the national railroads to avert a strike. On this date, August the 25th, 2009, Democratic Senator from Massachusetts, Ted Kennedy, died of brain cancer at the age of 77. That's what happened on this date, August the 25th, throughout all these years in our world's history.
You gonna do? Yeah. Bad boys, what you gonna do? What you gonna do when they come for you, bad boys?
Yeah, what you gonna do when they come for you, bad boys? And coming this Thursday, it's an honor and a privilege to announce that this Thursday, we'll take the whole show. We may go even a little bit longer. This Thursday, August the 27th, our great United States Attorney for the Southern District of Illinois, Steve Wyatt Earp Wigington. The law, and the law's always going to win in the Southern District, the federal Southern District of this great state of Illinois. Steve Wyatt Earp Wigington, and I say Wyatt Earp, I coined him that because when he came to town 5 years ago, well, he was already in town, but when he became the U.S. Attorney, things have changed. He's got a lot of the dope off the street, a lot of the criminals. He's done an excellent job for the last 5 years in the Southern District of Illinois. So Thursday, Steve Wyatt Earp Wigington, the United States Attorney for the Southern District of Illinois, will be our guest. And he was gracious enough to come on the show, and we're going to talk about his 5 year. This is his 5-year anniversary this Thursday, August the 27th. Of being the United States Attorney for the Southern District of Illinois. And he's going to be coming on the show, and he's going to let us know everything that's went on the last 5 years. And he's done a whole hell of a lot to make our community of Southern Illinois a lot safer these last 5 years. And I asked him to come on and see if he'd talk about everything that he and the U.S. Attorney's Office and the FBI, the federal authorities, have done in the Southern District of Illinois. And again, they need to all be applauded because they've done a great job for all of us. Sometimes we don't hear, we don't get involved because, we're more at the local level. But there's a lot of federal things going on. And Steve Wyatt Earp Wigington, he said, hey, I'll come on. And this gentleman is transparent. He will talk about whatever. I've interviewed him before. He doesn't give a damn. He's going to tell you what he thinks. He's going to tell you what he's done, and he's going to tell you what he's going to continue to do for us fortunate people of the Southern District of Illinois. And I want to say, Steve Wyatt Earp Wigington, we'll be looking forward to have you come on for your 5-year anniversary as the U.S. Attorney this coming Thursday, August the 27th. It'll be a great show. People, you got to listen. This gentleman's got a lot of information. He's done a lot in the last 5 years, and I think I wanted to pay somewhat, and I know he didn't care for this, but I wanted to pay somewhat of a tribute to him. He's a very humble man, but he's done a great job, and I just want to thank him, and I think everybody in the Southern District of Illinois would like to thank him for everything he's done, the FBI's done, all the federal authorities have done in the Southern District of Illinois to make our community, to make our families, to make us a lot safer walking the streets of Southern District.
Bad boys, what you want, what you want, what you gonna do when Sheriff John Brown come for you? Tell me what you gonna do, what you gonna do? Bad boys, what you gonna do? What you gonna
Yeah, bad boys, what you gonna do when Steve White Earp Wigington, the U.S. Attorney for the Southern District of Illinois, comes to get you? You're gonna fight the law, and the law's gonna win. So Steve White Earp Wigington will be our guest. Thursday. And again, Mr. Wigington, thank you very much for taking time out of your busy schedule to be transparent and to give all of us in the Southern District of Illinois the chance to find out what the federal authorities have been doing for the last 5 years. I tried to get ball tickets for two friends of mine. They want to come in on September the 9th with the Chicago Cubs. Now, I got Vivid seats. It's on the internet. And the seats I wanted were $96 a piece. And I thought, damn, that's a lot of money. Now, listen, get your pens and paper out. $96 to get on the internet. It's a legitimate site and get ball tickets. So I drove over to Busch Stadium yesterday because I'm going to get them cheaper because the Cardinals, we're the Cardinal Nation, aren't we? The Cardinal Nation, my ass. Not when it's $8 beers and $7 hot dogs. They can take the beers and hot dogs and shove them up their ball-playing butts. But I go over to Busch Stadium. Those $96 tickets were in the second row, close to the dugout. Really good seats. I wanted to give my friends some good tickets. $96 for two excellent tickets. For two tickets, 20 rows up, row 22, I couldn't get them in row 2 because Vivid Seats had them at $96. So I go over to the ticket counter over there at Busch Stadium. I walk up and I say, I want 2 tickets. He says, I can get you 2 in row 22, which are 20 rows up from where I could get these tickets on vividseats.com for $96. $150 a piece. Now, Cardinals, you're raping. And I'm not a ball fan. And I'm not talking about the ball players. They're just doing a job. But management ownership of the St. Louis Cardinals, you ought to be ashamed of yourself. How the hell can you get tickets, better tickets on the internet through a private carrier for $96 and you go right to Busch Stadium and seats not that good cost $150. $54 a seat more. And they say Cardinal Nation, I say Cardinal Nation my ass. Bring those tickets down to $20, $30. You got to these people, do you understand? They make a fortune on hot dogs and soda and the admission tickets, but they make $1 zillion on TV rights. That's where the money for these professional ball teams come from. They put the hot dog money and the beer money and the ticket money in their pockets. The big money comes from the TV rights, the broadcasting rights. They get millions and billions of dollars. They could let you in the game free. They could give you free hot dogs and soda, and they would still make a fortune off TV rights. But they're greedy bastards. And when I found this out, and think about it, people, when you can get online through a private ticket carrier and get tickets, good tickets for $96 a piece, and then you go to Busch Stadium directly to the Cardinal Nation, and those same tickets, or even tickets that aren't even as close to the dugout, are $54 more. $150. I say to the Cardinal organization, the Cardinal ownership, hey, kiss my white, hairy, stinky, greasy, old, wrinkled ass, you bastards. One of these days, people are going to wise up. But you know, that's this Cardinal Nation. It's only Cardinal Nation because they're taking your damn money. If they weren't taking your damn money, they wouldn't give a damn less about you. They'd give a damn less. We're going to take a quick break. We're coming back. We're going to talk about Eddie the Gerbil Jackson, his Amika Ustinka, his little skanky daughter. We're going to talk about blowjob Barasivic, because everybody in Congress wants a blowjob. That's blowjob BJ Barasivic, of course. We'll talk about his daddy, that greasy bastard. We'll talk about anything that you people want to talk about, because I'm in the mood to go crazy. This is America's Voice of Freedom. We are the Patriot. Call toll-free 1-888-394-1430. On the east side, 394-1190. This is Bob Romanik. The Grim Reaper of radio, and you've been listening to, and will still continue to listen to, the all-new KQQZ 1190 AM, America's bi-state voice of freedom, radical radio. And we are, as always, proud, very proud to be the Patriot.
From KQQZ 1190 AM, St. Louis, Missouri, USA, you're listening to Bob Romanik, the Grim Reaper of radio.
This is Bob Romanik, the Grim Reaper of radio, and you're listening to the all-new KQQZ 1190 AM, America's bi-state voice of freedom, your guardian of the First Amendment, radical radio. And we are, as always, proud to be the Patriot. I want to talk a little bit about Cahokia and our good friends. We've got a lot of people who are in the Cahokia division of the St. Clair County Freedom Coalition. Jerry Nichols, Gary Carnwell, and the whole group out there in Cahokia fighting the cause. Curtis McCall Jr. put out something, their 100-day mark, what they were supposed to do. They're going to lower taxes. How the hell can these ignorant bastards lower? You know, they lied the whole time. They were going to increase police patrols. They've not done that. They're going to fix the roads and the sewers. Been not touched. Summer programs for the children. The pool was not open. And they took away the meals and the transportation for the seniors. And Curtis McCall Jr., you piece of black political crap, and I say black because you is black the last time I saw you, you idiot. And I saw your city truck parked at the school. Now, people of Cahokia, you can't let that ignorant bastard take your truck, the truck you pay for, to the school. He sits there 8 hours a day, probably does nothing, makes 60, 80 grand a year, and then he comes and gets another 50 for the part-time job as mayor, and he's got to have a truck? Are you nuts? Hopefully Elliot Davis is listening, and I know he does a lot listening to my show. Elliot, if you're listening, get out there to Cahokia again, because those ignorant bastards of McCall team, they've screwed everything up, and they're going to continue to screw everything up. You know, there's a big lawsuit. They fired illegally a bunch of union workers, and all you union people in Cahokia and throughout the area, you can thank Curtis McCall Jr. and Curtis McCall Sr. for disrespecting the union. And here's the play I'm going to make. Curtis McCall Sr., he's in with God Sprague. Why doesn't God Sprague and Mark Sweetcakes Kern and John Red on the Noodle like a pecker on the poodle bear civic to McCall, the McCall team in Centerville Township that they support, the McCall team in Cahokia that they support, to quit disrespecting the great union workers? These bastards in Belleville, they'll tout, oh, we want the support of the unions, but they never give the support back to the unions. You union people, understand that. Now, maybe the union leadership, maybe they're in bed with the politicians in Belleville, but all you hard-working union members in every union, you don't have to be in bed with these bastards. Come election time, you know what to do. You know what to do. They talk about, we need the union support. Well, where's the unions at down in Cahokia? Where's God Sprague? Where's Kern? Where's John Barasivic? Where's all the big Democrats that want your support, your union support? And then they go ahead and they shore up the McCall team, who was doing nothing but screwing the unions down in Cahokia. That must mean that the boys in Belleville give a damn less about the union members until it comes time for an election. So I just hope all you union members remember this, and we'll bring it up. But think, I'm talking about the underbelly. you'll get the true truth here. The unions are for these Democrats, these Democratic political people in Belleville, these politicians. But they also support the McCall team. They shore up the McCall team because the McCall team brings in votes to Belleville. Belleville, you can't have it both ways. A culture of corruption in Belleville can't have it both ways. You're either with the unions or against the unions. And if you're supporting the McCall team down in Centerville Township, down in Cahokia, you're not with the unions. You're against the unions. And I say to that, all you union people, remember that in 2016, because you can pay these rotten bastards back. Jerry Nichols, Gary Carnwell, all the good people that belong to the Cahokia division of the St. Clair County Freedom Coalition, keep up the fight. We're going to expose these rotten bastards, and we're going to let them know. We're going to let them know that we're not going to take it anymore. Let's go ahead. Let's get a couple of the callers. Go ahead, caller. You're on the dark side.
Good morning, you mean nasty bastard, you.
Hey, well, thanks for the compliment. How you doing?
I'm doing well. How are you, my friend?
Hey, I'm doing great. What's going on in your world, sir?
Everything's good. Bob, I agreed with everything you said about the Cardinals. Absolutely, 100%. And I know you're a man that if you point out the bad, you also want the good pointed out. Mrs. DeWitt, one of the owner, Bill DeWitt, their wife, they were kind enough to pay for that baby's funeral, Jamila Bolden, who was gunned down in her home.
Uh-huh.
So I thought I'd let you know about that if you didn't know about it.
Dave, I did know about it, and I don't want to argue with you because, you're more intelligent than I am, and I'd lose an argument. But the DeWitts have billions of dollars, Dave. And I won't say the family that I did, but year ago, I paid $6,000 out of my own pocket to bury someone. Won't mention any names, won't mention what happened. And I've got a little bit of money. It's like giving that poor family 50 cents, Dave, and you know that. These billionaires, they're going to put a few. And here's what pisses me off more than anything, Dave, and think about it. These DeWitts have got millions and millions of dollars from the St. Louis region. They give $5,000 or $6,000 to bury this lady, this lady's daughter. Remember that. But why the hell did we have to know about it, Dave? Why did we have to know about it?
What? Everything that it appears about Mr. DeWitt, I don't know anything about his wife. I'm assuming, and assumptions are bad. I would believe that they would have just had it not hit the newspaper. But as you well know, when you talk to somebody in secrecy, nobody knows how to keep a secret anymore.
Yeah. Dave, hey, thanks for the call. I somewhat agree with you. But if the DeWitt family would have told the mortuary, the funeral home, hey, this money's coming from somebody. We're going to give it to you out of our account. Please don't say anything. I don't think anything would have been said. And I want to say this, and it'll piss some people off. I think this with the DeWitts was as much of a publicity play as it was a play from the heart. That's just my personal opinion. But, Dave, thank you. It's always a pleasure to hear from you. But think about it, people. And I understand these DeWitts have billions of dollars. $6,000, $7,000, because that's what it cost me, $6,000, $7,000 to bury a poor person. I didn't tell anybody. Now, I have the day, and I feel bad about it, but I had to make the point. I give money all the time. You don't have to let somebody know. If you're giving it from your heart, they could have gave the money to a second party who could have given it to them. But they want to come out, hey, I'm going to give this 30 cents change out of my pocket. And that's what that $6,000, $7,000 is equivalent to the DeWitt family. And I thank the DeWitt family for doing that because the poor family didn't have the money. But I think it's a little egregious that you had to let us know where it come from. We got another caller. Go ahead, caller. You're on the dark side.
Are you talking to me?
Yeah, I'm talking to you. Are you talking?
Yeah, Bob.
Are you talking to me?
I'm talking to you, brother. Hey, my name is Chuck.
Yeah, Chuck.
I live in St. Clair County. I live in Freeburg. You know where Freeburg is?
Hey, sir, a beautiful town. Yes, I do.
I live in South. I'm fixing it back up, but I'm just a working man, you know, and doing it paycheck by paycheck. So I have 2 wells on my property. I mean, you can come. You're welcome to come out to my house anytime you want. We'll eat some barbecue.
All right.
One of them services my house. The other one's on the other side of my driveway, completely encased in concrete. No way can anything or any kid or anything could even dream of getting in it. So St. Clair County comes out there. There was a problem with the septic tank. I got that fixed with an $8,000 aerator. Now they're calling that well on the other side of my property abandoned, 40 feet from my house. So just to make a long story short, they're dragging me into court, the health department, Brian Eckert, whoever, just running me through the mill. I can't, I'm 55 years old. I'm still raising 2 kids in school,
Yeah.
I don't know what to do with them.
Yeah.
You got to run power. If that well's not used in 30 days, it's abandoned.
Hey, Chuck, I appreciate your concern and I appreciate your problem. I can't help you out with that other than tell you, well, I can help you out. 2016's coming up, Chuck. You and everybody in Freeburg and all throughout this once great county of St. Clair. Just remember, all we have to do is unite everybody that's been screwed by these bastards in St. Clair County, and we can beat these no-good son of a bitches 3, 4, 5 to 1. Don't let them beat you down. Don't become apathetic. In 2016, let's take back this county. Chuck, I wish you the best. I hope everything works out for you. But when you're fighting the culture of corruption in St. Clair County, it's hard to do. Thank you very much for the call, Chuck. See in the newspaper, East St. Louis. It says the East St. Louis City Council Sideshow and Patronage Review returned Alvin Parks. What a egregious situation. We've talked about it, but they've kind of say in the paper that Amika, she's kind of in a compromised position. Amika, you stinker Jackson Hicks, this bitch was a big part of that problem. She is much to blame as anybody, her and her daddy, Eddie the Gerbil Jackson. And a resident, Marie Franklin, said it's not fair to the citizens. Park left the city like it is. He had 8 years to make a difference. He didn't. But Amika, you stink of Jackson Hicks. How disingenuous is she? She was the chairman of the finance committee. She had 1 vote, just like Parks had 1 vote in that form of government in East St. Louis. So she is just as wrong as Parks was in the way they led the city. So she can't be crying. She can't be crying that, oh, it's not my fault. She helped the city get $5.7 million in deficit. You people in East St. Louis, you have to understand. This culture of corruption has to stop. It's the same old musical chairs. Parks is going to be there, did nothing for 8 years, and now he's going to do even less. And I like, if I can find the part here, it says, Parks' years was a man that had the gift for using a novel's worth of words to say absolutely nothing at all. And then he left the city, along with Amika, you stink of Jackson Hicks, left the city $5.7 million in debt. So you have to blame Amika, you stink of Jackson Hicks. You have to blame her dad. You have to blame Claiborne. You have to blame Greenwood, Charlie Powell, Sugar Britches, Parks. You have to blame all of them, people, because they're all politically inbred down there in East St. Louis, as they are up in Belleville. But we can stop it next year, people. I'm preaching that day in and day out. You see how egregious an act this was to bring Parks back. It was a slap in the face to everybody. Might as well not have elections in East St. Louis, because they're going to manipulate them, and after they manipulate them, they're going to change the players when they want, not when the fine and the proud black taxpayers of Belleville want, or East St. Louis. I'm sorry. Well, I got to tell you, if you people in East St. Louis, if you want to live under those conditions, there's no one that can help you. It's like you're drowning and I'm swimming out to try to help you, and you start fighting me and pull me under. I'm leaving. I'm getting away, and that's what happened. People all throughout the state, all throughout this region have tried to help the good people of East St. Louis, but these politicians keep fighting us. They keep pushing us away. And again, when I drove down to the East St. Louis area over the weekend, you couldn't believe the economic devastation. But the politicians, I saw Eddie the Gerbil Jackson driving a new white, really pretty white Cadillac worth about 60, 70 grand with his state representative plates. He doesn't care. Claiborne makes over $1 million. out of East St. Louis, a city that can barely keep it afloat. But Claiborne sucks $1 million of legal fees. That's not right, people. Claiborne lives in a $400,000 house pretty close to the radio station on Hickory Lake, 109 Hickory Lake. Drive by in Belleville. You'll see it. And it's the proud people, the hardworking people of East St. Louis, the hardworking people of St. Clair County that get screwed day in and day out. Also, there's a picture in the News Democrat. Protection for military members. Eddie the Gerbil Jackson, you rotten bastard. Now, he's got an exemption for the fees associated with freezing your credit score, which can prevent serious credit damage. And it says, while initially it does not cost much to freeze your score, every time there is a cost. This comes from Eddie Jackson. He wrote this article and put it in the paper because he knows he's going to have heat the next election. And I say to you, Eddie the Gerbil Jackson, you save $20 that's associated, and that's the fee, about $20 associated with each fee. It's like giving a strong military, a starving military hero a mint. Giving a starving military hero a mint when he deserves a 5-course steak dinner and more. You hear me, Eddie Jackson. He is touting saving the veterans $20. You no-count piece of political crap. Why don't you help the veterans get better medical help, get better financial help? You greasy black bastard, you worthless piece of crap, you idiot. You waste your time and our money, $100,000 a year that we pay you in benefits for a part-time job, and you tout saving the veterans a measly $20 on an application fee. What an egregious, what a no-count rotten bastard you are. Why don't you fight for benefits, for food for the veterans, for help for the veterans? But you're going to put it in the paper and you're going to have your picture sent. Why don't you call me, you rotten piece of crap? Eddie the Gerbil Jackson, State Representative, 114th District out of East St. Louis. You're a worthless piece of political crap. You're going to tout saving the veterans $20 when a lot of them are starving, don't have proper medical care, and you're going to blow your own horn about saving $20? I got something you can blow, Eddie, and it ain't your horn. You rotten piece of crap. And you veterans, think about it. How disrespectful is this bastard? He's going to sit there, he's put this article in the paper, letters to the editor. Why don't you call a voice to Bob Romanik, you piece of crap? You've been afraid to call. Call me, Eddie the Gerbil, 1-888-394-1430 on the east side, 394-1190. You're going to save the veterans probably closer to $15, I was told. And this son of a bitch is going to tout that when he's taking $100,000 from us for a part-time job. Don't disrespect the veterans. Don't send them a mint when they're hungry, Eddie the Gerbil Jackson. Let's give them what they deserve. Again, a 5-course steak dinner and more. That's what our veterans deserve, not the after-dinner mint that you want to give them. What a piece of crap. Eddie, give me a call, you rotten bastard. You'll send something to the newspaper. You won't call Bob Romanik. You won't come on the dark side because you ain't got the guts. And again, veterans, you ought to remember this come 2016. This political ploy that Eddie the Gerbil did to try to save $15 for the veterans when these politicians are costing us thousands, hundreds of thousands of dollars, and this rotten bastard is crappy enough, I'd like to use another word, but I can't, crappy enough to act like he's doing something. So again, Eddie, quit blowing your horn and come and blow something else. This is Bob Romanik. The Grim Reaper of radio, and you're listening to the all-new KQQZ 1190 AM, America's bi-state voice of freedom, radical radio at its finest. And we are, as always, proud, very proud to be the Patriot.
From KQQZ 1190 AM, St. Louis, Missouri, USA, you're listening to Bob Romanik, the Grim Reaper of radio.
This is Bob Romanik, the Grim Reaper of radio, and you're listening to the all-new KQQZ, 1190 AM, America's bi-state voice of freedom, radical radio. And we are, as always, proud to be the Patriot. Reading the Post-Dispatch, the Democratic Congressional Campaign Committee has been unable, now listen, to recruit a candidate to oppose Congressman Bost of Belleville. The Democratic Congressional Campaign Committee, the National Committee, they're trying to find a candidate. Now, they blew Job Barasivic, son of John, red on the noodle like a pecker on the poodle, Barasivic. He's thrown his name out there, and he's got every right to run. But the idiot's a 30-year-old, do-nothing, good-for-nothing, ain't gonna do nothing, son of a bitch. The son of another do-nothing, no good-for-nothing, rotten son of a bitch, John Barasivic. But it's amazing how the National Committee has slapped the Barasivics in their face and said, man, we don't want you. You ain't worth a damn. We're not going to put a penny into your campaign, and they're still fighting to get a decent candidate. And I think a decent candidate will come up. Filing date, I believe, starting next week, or petitions next week. And I think there'll be a decent Democratic candidate, one that the National Democratic Party can support, unlike Blue Job Barasivic. But it says here, Blue Job Barasivic, the Democratic lawyer from Belleville, Blue Job Barasivic, said that he interviewed with the Democratic National Committee. Well, sure you did. And they told you, you idiot, get the hell out of Dodge. We're not backing a bum like you. They tried to get Rick Watson, and I think the National Democrats reached out to ex-Congressman Jerry Costello, and I think Jerry brought Watson to him, and Watson decided not to run. But it says here, it's surprising that the Democrats haven't found the top recruit. Now, they've got the bottom recruit in Blue Job Barasivic. But here, Barasivic, 30, a lawyer, said he had discussions with the DCCC, the National Committee, but that he's been primarily focused on meeting voters and raising money. Well, the DCCC, you idiot, would raise all the money you need if they thought you were a viable candidate. Don't waste the people's time in the 12th Congressional District. Get your ass out. Support a decent candidate. But what I really like, he says, this is Blue Job Barasivic, I see myself as a Washington outsider. You idiot, what are you talking about, a Washington outsider? Someone who is going to work for the hardworking people of the district. People don't fall for that okey-fadoke. This idiot has never worked an honest day in him and his dad has ate at the political trough. What do you mean, hardworking people? You stupid son of a bitch, you bum, you and your dad has ate at the political trough his entire life, and that's what helped put you through law school, I would assume. You ignorant bastard. The Democratic National Committee, they don't want you. They know about you. They don't want anything to do with you. They've slapped you and your daddy in the face, and now all of a sudden, you're a Washington outsider? Well, your papa, John, red on the noodle like a pecker on a poodle, Barasivic, he's never been an outsider. He's been with the Democratic organization for 30, 35 years. Let me see him in the paper denounce the Democratic organization. No, when you guys don't get your way, then it's, oh, they're bad guys. You've eaten at the political trough. Your dad's eaten at the political trough. And now you say you guys are out, that the Barasivics are outsiders? Now, John Barasivic is running for judge. And, John, you better run for retention, like the state constitution says. Article 6, Section 12 says that you will run, once you're elected the first time as a circuit judge, you will run and get 3/5 majority, 60% of the voters. Now, let's see if you're going to try to circumvent our great Illinois Constitution. I know, Barasivic, you and the St. Clair County Democrats think you're bigger than the Illinois State Constitution, but I don't believe you are. All three of these judges, Judge Hayda, who I think's a decent guy, Judge Lachine, who I don't know if he's decent, he's never at the courthouse, and Chief Judge John, red on the noodle like a pecker on the poodle. And why don't you make Judge Lachine show up sometime, Barasivic? He's one of your boys, that's why. And we're paying that big $180,000 plus salary. Barra Civic, when you and the other judges tried to circumvent the Illinois Constitution, Article 6, Section 12, there's going to be some lawsuits. We're demanding that you run for retention. That's what the state constitution says. You're not bigger than the state constitution. They're going to try to circumvent our Illinois Constitution, try to circumvent the laws, and run for election because they know they can't get 60% majority because they know that they've done such a bad job that the people will not give them a 3/5 majority. You can't circumvent the Constitution. That's why we have a Constitution. We have to live by the Constitution, Barra Civic. Chief Judge, why don't you? But I'll predict that those 3 judges will try, I say try, to run for election. They'll give up their seats and not have to run for retention. And I think there's going to be some lawsuits. I believe it's a strong constitutional situation and a strong constitutional problem. I think it'll be heard in the Illinois Supreme Court, and hopefully the Supreme Court will rule that they can't run for election. And I hear they've already resigned their posts for retention. So Barra Civic, you guys may be out. And I can guarantee you, when you try to circumvent the Illinois Constitution, when you try to pull the okey-doke on the people of the 20th Judicial Circuit in this great state of Illinois, that someone close to me is going to be filing some suits. And it's going to end up, I believe, in the state Supreme Court. You cannot circumvent the Constitution. And why would you, as a jurist, as a judge, why would you not want to follow the law, Barra Civic? Why would you not want to follow the law to the letter? But no, it doesn't benefit you. John read on the noodle like a pecker on a poodle. It doesn't benefit you. So you're going to circumvent the Illinois Constitution. I don't think so, Barra Civic, and I think you've been exposed, and I think the people of the 20th Judicial Circuit have already found you out. And isn't it amazing? He doesn't want to run for retention because he knows he can't win. 6 years ago, before we brought everything out these last 5 or 6 years, he only got 60.2%. He'd be lucky to get 50%. He'd be thrown out. And he don't care about the law. He don't care about the Constitution. He cares about him being a judge. And the ironic part is he's losing money being a judge. He's maxed out on his pension. So let's keep an eye on Blue Job Barra Civic and Chief Judge John read on the noodle like a pecker on a poodle. And everything I've told you people in the past has come to pass. And what I tell you here is going to happen. And it's going to be a constitutional fight. And I think those bastards, meaning the Barra Civics and the democratic culture of corruption in St. Clair County, I think that they're, like they've always been, losers. This is Bob Romanik. The Grim Reaper of radio, and you've been listening to the all-new KQQZ 1190 AM, America's bi-state voice of freedom, radical radio at its finest. And we are, as always, very proud to be the Patriot. Come on back tomorrow. We'll continue this journey. We'll continue to expose day in and day out. You won't get this in a newspaper. You'll get the facts, but you'll get the underbelly here. We'll explain to you what's going on behind those facts that you read in the newspaper. And it's like my face. It's very scary and very ugly. But together, people, you hear me together. And you know we can do it. And I know we've got people motivated. I've said before, if I piss you off, fine. I don't want to make friends. I want to make a difference. And together, we can all make a difference. So let's unite against this evil enemy, the St. Clair County culture of corruption. Let's unite against the evil enemy, the East St. Louis Democratic Club for all the proud blacks. Come on board. Let's continue to drag, expose, and on 2016, on that first Tuesday in November, let's have a celebration because we are together going to destroy this evil monster that we call the St. Clair County Democratic Central Committee. Destroy them? Politically, of course. Right here on the dark side.
They're coming to take me away, ha-ha. They're coming to take me away, ho-ho, hee-hee, ha-ha. To the funny farm where life is beautiful all the time. And I'll be happy to see those nice young men in their clean white coats. And they're coming to take me away, ha-ha.
The Patriot.
Your First Amendment and All-American Station. A division of Insane Broadcasting. Renegade Radio.
KQQZ, St. Louis.